getting a nice big base down, but then doing some little intricate details right in the corners of the canvas at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Very, very just like, honestly, the intricacy and the speed in which I believe that would be
Wow. I'm just taking it in,
Italian, yeah.
honestly. The amount of detail that he's already captured with this line work is incredible.
Just stunning technique being displayed. Like, you can definitely tell that this is an artist who is incredibly skilled at their craft, and doing it with such speed as well. Like, I really can't stress how quickly these artists are having to form these canvases in such a short space of time.
Yeah, to be able to capture that face and again, the amount of detail in that amount of time is very impressive.
Yeah, there must be such a small margin for error, but you can already see that the canvas is really coming to life already, and just the
Mhm.
detail is immaculate.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Just honestly, I'm always so impressed, especially like sort of like using when it's like really specific tools like this, like the pen work, because
Mhm.
you like I said, you really can't afford like any form of screw ups, and literally she's absolutely nailing it.
Yep, yep. Okay. Ooh, now I'm wondering what is she using her hand as her palette?
I'm thinking so. I
That's fun.
That's incredible. I'm
Yeah.
loving some more of the lines that are now starting to come through on this canvas, and I'm starting to get the little etchings of what maybe could appear to be letters at the top of the canvas.
Yeah. Mhm. Oh, there we go.
Very nice. Honestly,
Yeah, it
they're like
looks
so precise. Like Marco's really just making sure that every single line is exactly where he wants it to be, and just really just making sure that the level of detail on this is absolutely just bang on.
absolutely. Yeah, and with this line work, I mean, with markers, it allows you to be more precise, but then it's a little less forgiving when you make a mistake, and he's just crushing it right now.
Yet again, like just incredible technique, and you can tell that like he feels very comfortable with his canvas and the tools that he's using to create this piece of art. Like
Mhm.
honestly, blasting through, but yet again, very clear coming through. It's really look like I'm really liking the way it's taking shape.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm wondering if he has a reference photo or if this is just coming off the top because
Mm. Because we saw a reference photo on, I think it was Natalia's work, but I can't
yeah.
see a reference photo. I think this could be just purely from memory, just purely freehanding it, which I absolutely adore.
Yep. Yep. Very impressive. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a glimpse of this
Yes.
fox. Ah!
Honestly, this canvas is really coming to life so incredibly quickly. Like the base, it's just making the canvas pop, but you can see such beautiful motion in this canvas.
I was about to say that, Max. The movement within this piece is incredible. It looks almost like a oil painting. The colors are so vivid. Her technique is fantastic.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. I mean, it's also giving me very sort of like it's almost like some form of spirit. It seems to have like an air to it, like a really pleasant flow through it.
yep. Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
Her shadows and highlights are just also fantastic. It's contributing to the movement of the piece as well, where she's just nailed it.
Such concentration you can see there, but also just so fluid as well. And oh, nice. So we're going back to Yana's canvas, and I'm loving the color on
Oh,
this.
wow. This is fun. I love
Just
when artists will pick a fun piece just to like lighten up the tension a little bit. Um, and this subject is great. And the colors are fun. It just I don't know, personally as an artist, I feel like it alleviates the tension.
yeah, I fully agree. I mean, it's so lovely to see like a playfulness in the canvas, and that's really backed up by the choice of color as well. So it's so like lovely to see just a bit of fun, just a pop of something a bit whimsical.
Mhm. Absolutely. Hey.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Whoa! So that would be. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. That'd be Mowcka, and
Mhm.
this canvas is really just like we were getting sort of like maybe a bird attention, but it's the flowing of hair. It's a figure, and I'm loving the way this canvas has gone in terms of its direction. It's really, really speaking to me.
Yeah, there's several different techniques going on here. One with the line work, and then the other with the blending of colors. It adds different dimensions to it, and I love it. It's
Yeah.
it's another fun piece.
It's incredibly fun, but also just like there's the eyes in the middle of what appear to be like these like small flickers of flame in front of the figure. It's really, really taking shape.
Wow.
Wow. Like honestly, loving the canvas that's now being established by the wild card. I like the little lines and the hearts coming off of the torso and the colors as well. The choice of like color is really speaking to me.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little avant-garde, and I love it.
Now just sort of like so you can see them just giving some fluid motions around sort of like the main centerpiece of this canvas, and I really think that's really going to make it like, you know, just give it some of that motion that we've seen in some of the other canvases, and yeah, it gives the airing of like the boldness of that like lovely like purpley pink against the yellow is really, really just, it's got a good vibrancy to it.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh,
Wow, yes.
Natalie added some color in there.
Just the pop of color is really just bringing this canvas to like a whole other level. I was really impressed with just being the figure itself, but with the color in, like coming into this now, I'm absolutely digging this piece.
Yes, yeah. I'm excited to see if she includes a little bit more color throughout, or if she's just going to use the accent of yellow. Yeah, we'll have to see how it turns out. But that face, she's added more detail to that. Oh, there we go. Answer my question.
It'd be really interesting to see if it's actually going to, the color will only be in the flowers within the hair, or maybe there'll be other color included for the rest of the portrait. But either way, it's just really starting to pop, and also you can just look at the level of detail to get exactly just how carefully this has been drawn, and the color that's now really working with that. So just so impressive.
Yeah, the flowers, the hair. I mean, hair is not easy, and the petals within the flowers, you can tell that they're separated, and it's just, you know exactly what it is when you're looking at it, and it's gorgeous.
Honestly, I think she's done a fantastic job of capturing her reference. You can absolutely immediately tell. Oh yes, I'm really, yes. The pop of the darker colors on top of this is really just starting to speak to me. I'm getting. There's almost like a smokiness to it as well. Like there's so many different bits of motion and color going to it, but the black on top is giving it almost like a smoke or a billowing sort of like feel to it.
Absolutely. And I feel this is one of these pieces where when it's done and you look at it again, you'll just find little bits that you didn't see before, and it just captures the eye.
Oh, absolutely. It really is just like a feast to the senses, because you feel like you're getting the motion of it, you're getting the color, you're getting little details. Like, I fully agree. The more you look into this canvas, the more that you're just discovering other things. Like, I'm just noticing what I think could actually potentially looks like a leaf in the background, the pop of green that's now having smeared almost atop of it.
Yeah. Very cool.
Very, very cool indeed. Really, really impressive skills there.
Ooh.
Just getting a glimpse of the, oh wow, really liking the use of color in the background to really kind of set up this figure that's now really starting to like take shape.
Oh, I love it.
Really nice to see some like bright colors on all the canvases so far. Like colors being used really, really well by all of the artists involved today.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for neon, and these vibrant colors are just fantastic. And you know what? It captivates the audience too. I find when you use a lot of bright colors, the audience will just, you know, gravitate towards these pieces, and everyone's palette is fantastic.
Absolutely. Like I would struggle to be choosing between any of these amazing pieces of art, but obviously definitely think that, like we said earlier, the tactics of using like color in terms of like technique you can definitely see that all the artists are really wanting to make sure that the audience is just captivated by their pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really loving the details now that are being placed on this canvas.
Just so stunning. And I like that she didn't cover the whole canvas with the splashes of color. She left a little bit of mystery behind, and I think it really makes her stand out, honestly. It's very cool.
I fully agree. You can see such like a lovely quality of the animal that's being presented on the canvas, and it's just these little details now that are just going to keep adding to this. But I'm really, really a big fan of this piece.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just getting a little bit of accents now coming from like what appears to be like flowers and the grass, and yet again, it's the motion of this canvas that I am just adoring at the moment.
Yeah, it's very whimsical.
It's also couching very much sort of like the fox being presented on the canvas seems very proud. There's such like a lovely like naping of its neck presenting itself.
Yes. Here we are with Yana.
Wow, just really getting the 3 dimensions on that. Like
Yeah.
really sort of like just the level of detail in terms of like getting the curvature of that.
Yeah. And with this kind of subject that she's doing, the line work in here has to be very precise in order to capture the pop of it being off the canvas. And she's doing a great job at that.
Absolutely. Like it must be such a specific skill set to really just capture all the different bits of like light bouncing off of like the subject like this because of the bold colors and almost like the chromatic feel of it. So to be able to get that in such a short space of time is incredibly impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing great with her highlights. And the shadows that she's built up to in there are really nice.
Yeah, really, really a big fan of this piece. Oh, I'm absolutely loving this canvas. This canvas is just there's such a boldness to it that is really undeniable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the hot pinks and the yellow, and then the mauve red in the back. The again, dimension through this piece is really cool. Oh, they're doing some line work as well.
Just honestly making this piece really pop, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting to see the use of a darker color for the background. I feel like with a lot of the other canvases, we've seen like pops of like brighter colors, or we've seen sort of like using more of the white of the actual canvas itself. Well, this you've got the darkness of the black that's been applied like in the background. That's really kind of making it seem a bit, like different to some of the other pieces of work that are going on.
Yeah, she's definitely going to stand out with her background, but then also just the piece itself. It's fun. Okay.
Coming back to our wild card, I believe now. Just applying really nice fine details on the edge of the, what I believe is a torso being presented onto the canvas. Really just getting some like really nice details, really concentrating to get some of the finer stuff into this canvas.
Oh, there we go. Adding a couple more lines. I like that they solidified that bottom line down there, made it a little bit more, it popped off. Yeah, I wonder what the meaning is for the hearts on the shoulder for that one, if there's a particular reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just interesting to kind of see like maybe why the placement of the heart's been particularly like, on the shoulder as well. Like it's definitely like it's a strong choice by the artist, which I would love to find out where that comes from. Oh, the color is really starting to work with this canvas now. This is a gorgeous capturing of the subject.
Yep.
The brightness of that pink as well is just popping against the rainbow of color being presented in the hair, and honestly, it's really just giving it like another dimension.
Yep. Ah. Oh, and she added a heart down there too. I don't know if that was down there before, but
The little pop
very
of the color
nice.
stand out, but yeah, very, very nice indeed.
Mhm. And I wonder how much time they have left.
I was going to say they've all been going at an incredible pace and
Mm.
getting some amazing work done on their canvases.
Yeah, the fact that these artists have created such lovely pieces in this time frame is so impressive.
Like every single one of the artists involved, like you can just see such great displays of talent within like their own specific styles of like art. So it's just amazing to actually see all of these, start to really come to life.
Absolutely.
Just adding finer details now, like further at the top of the canvas, like you just look into this canvas and you can see so many different things. Like I feel like I'm almost spoiled for choice on what to talk about on this canvas.
Absolutely. Very thoughtful in their placement of everything.
Oh, we're getting
And
another pop of color as well. Just little dabbles of it right at the top. Like I'm really liking the finer
mhm.
added to this now.
Yeah, and if you look closely, you can see finer shapes with the markers that they're using. Um, just a very interactive piece.
Absolutely, fully agree on that. Coming back over to Marco and this lovely pink that's now just being displayed on the canvas. Really liking the contrast of colors here.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, working back on that background again, just solidifying that color.
Absolutely. And it's really nice to see, like, the artist going back to the canvas, like, in terms of, like, the backdrop and making sure that everything is just exactly how the artist wants it to be presented.
Mhm. Yep. There
Really
we
like
go.
really like the fact that also you've got these bold bits of color and you're also got the actual figure itself. You can see the line work that we got very early on in this canvas still. So that's not going
Mhm.
to be tall with the color. If anything, they're really working well together.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And I wonder if they'll keep it to the yellow and pink. I think it's different and bold in comparison to the other pieces that we're seeing here.
Absolutely. So returning to Charlotte with this canvas again, and
Oh,
just
wow.
every single time we come to this canvas, like I'm getting
Mhm.
blown away by the little additions that are being made to this.
Mhm. Yep. And it looks to be that she's adding highlights of yellow throughout the fur, probably to add some reflection of that. It looks like a star, maybe a lightning bug.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just little speckles of the yellow that are being placed now, sort of like round the actual fox itself, but then in the sky that
mhm.
presented. So really, just loving the level of detail and the intention to really capturing this sort of like night lights or stars, or like you said, like maybe a light bug.
Mhm. Yeah, just beautiful piece. Oh, wow.
Wow, honestly, they've captured that so incredibly well. The shading around the bottom now, I think, has been
Oh,
worked on last seeing this canvas, and it really is just like popping out of the canvas.
yeah. I would love to see this piece in person. Just wow, how cool. And I like they're adding the shadows as well.
Just their command of the colors to really capture the reflective nature and the light is just it's so incredibly impressive.
Mhm.
Oh wow, I'm just starting to notice some more details like when it's actually up on the monitor that it really is starting to like reflect off the light a bit.
Yep. Yep. Oh, and it looks like they're done.
I think everyone is done. Amazing work by the artists.
So talented. Oh, I believe it's frozen.
Yep, it would appear that it might have just been frozen for a second. We'll see if we can get that from running again. Until it gets up and running again, though, I think it's a really impressive start to the art battle. Like, so many different styles, so many different, like, techniques at display. Every artist really showing such great individuality in this first round.
Yeah, just straight out the gate. A lot of talent. And again,
Single one had their own merits, and they really captured so many different things. So it's going to be incredibly tough to see which canvases actually end up going through.
Yep. It's anyone's game for sure.
Absolutely. I think the artists can now, like, take a step back now. They can, the pressure's off. They presented their work. They can now have a bit of a chance to breathe.
Mm-hmm. And how much time do they have to vote for the first and second round? I forget.
I will double check and confirm on that, but I know that it really isn't long. Like, there's not a lot of space between the rounds because obviously you want to get obviously to the next round, and then we've got obviously the final. So people really do have to, very quickly make these judgments on their favorites. Like, must be such an incredibly tough decision.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, any one of the artists like going through, I think they could be like incredibly like happy with the work they've all produced.
Yes.
If you want to actually have a look to check out how to vote for any of your favorites, or if you want to actually get back onto the stream, if you go to Battle on Instagram, you can find the link on one of our stories. Seems to be so much discussion taking place on the floor because obviously that, like, being in the room when all of this is going on, there must be so many questions for the artists, for the participants viewing all these amazing pieces of work come to life. But just, I would love to pick the brains of the artists just to see like what their inspirations were when going to this, like how they were viewing sort of like the mentality of like attacking something like this, and just like what the experience must be like to be an artist involved in something as amazing as this.
Yeah, and I like speaking with the artist as well to see like, hey, did you prep for this? Did you practice? Like, what's your plan of attack when you only have 20 minutes to create something on a canvas? Is really interesting to again like pick their minds and see their thought process.
Absolutely. I remember when I first got invited to do my first ever art battle and just being able to really sink my teeth into finding out the different ways that artists are prepped after the fact. So that some artists were very much a case of, right, got a battle plan, I know what I need to do. Very much like good methodology, good process. And others were like, well, I had an idea and I just thought, get things on the canvas and see how it goes. So it really can depend like for each artist, but the one uniform thing is that all the pieces of work that produced are just incredible.
Absolutely.
So they'll be resetting now to get ready for the next round. I mean, hopefully we will have confirmation soon on which pieces will be going through to the next round of the competition.
That's always nerve-wracking when they announce it. You're just, oh, your heart is just beating so fast, wondering who made it through. And
I mean, it must be like, I know I keep saying it, but like it must be so hard because I want all of the art that has been presented to go through, which obviously doesn't. It kind of defeats the purpose of it.
absolutely.
But the fact that we see some artists' work like come again, and the difference from like one canvas to the next after they make it through is always an exciting prospect.
Yeah, and you're always curious to see what the artist selected will create for the second round. When they are pushed through, and it could be something of a similar style, or they could, go completely left field and just do something absolutely different. It's always fun.
Absolutely. I mean, they can.
Now, Max, are you based in London?
So I'm based in the north of England. I'm based in a city called Leeds, but I did spend a good chunk of time living down in London.
Very nice. Have you ever competed?
I have never competed, so I got into this because I definitely have more of an affinity for art as opposed to an actual process when it comes to art. I definitely have an appreciation more than a talent, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been obsessed with art my entire life, and so to actually discover something like this, where it really is just like the combination of just outstanding artistry with just good fun competition and speed, that I was honestly just instantly drawn to it. I mean, how could you not be?
Yeah, and I mean, I've I've been a part of the art community for the past 7 years, and I didn't know about this until a year ago. And there isn't really, to my knowledge, any competitive, sport like opportunities for artists, um, except for this. And it's really interesting. Um, just having that competitive aspect to arts, whereas for a lot of artists you can take your time with a project, or a commissioned piece, and work at your own pace, and this is forcing you to just create your best work in a time frame, and it's really interesting. I love it.
Have you ever competed, or would you ever want to compete in something like this?
I have competed. I won, um, in my area, the championship, and then I flew over to nationals in Daytona just last March and competed there.
That's amazing. Honestly, I had no idea that I was in such esteemed company. That's honestly that's incredible.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I fell in love with speed painting, um, ever since my first one, and it's definitely helped accelerate, um, honestly, my talent and the way that I look at canvases now. It's almost like taking steroids for an artist because you're forced to learn what you're good at real quick.
Absolutely.
So,
If you were going to give advice to anybody that was like participating in it, what would be the one key piece of advice you would give to somebody?
ooh, I would say definitely cover that canvas as soon as possible. I I get a sponge and I soak it in multiple colors, and then I just wipe it all over that canvas. That way, it adds a peace of mind. I already have something going, and then I draw out what I want on top of that.
Very nice. I
Oh.
mean, clearly, obviously, very good tactic. I mean, quite obviously, it worked very well.
Yeah, but I mean, um, I've seen different different tactics, obviously, like in London, and then in Omaha, Nebraska, which is where I'm based out of. But then when we were in Florida, I saw, oh man, I forgot her name, but she was carving out the canvas. That was her style.
Wow,
And
that's
it was
brilliant.
just incredible to see that approach. Like, wow, I never thought of doing that. So, um, everyone has their ways.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things I was most fascinated by when I first started actually commentating on these, was some styles that I would have never even considered a million years, and not only are you seeing it for the first time, like a very fresh take on a technique, but also you're then realizing that they are doing it with these constraints and this time frame. And I remember one really specific instance. It was a finalist in London, and they were doing everything in the chunkiest black marker with like typography and cartoons, but every single piece of that canvas had like a drawing within such levels of detail. And I was like, I'm not very rarely stunned into silence, but for like the one time where I should have been commentating, I was just gobsmacked at the speed and the level of technique that was being displayed. So that was really an interesting one for me to note.
Oh yeah. There was one artist at the last one that I commentated on. Me and Morgan were just in awe because they had built up clay on top of the canvas and were carving pieces into the clay or sculpting it.
Wow.
And there was multiple faces going on with such intense detail. You're wondering, how are they capturing such emotion on clay, on canvas in 20 minutes? It was absolutely insane.
That sounds like if I was even like to try and attempt that, I know I would crumble. So that is a massive credit to the artist to go, yeah, this is absolutely what I'm going to be going with. This is my style, but just knowing, like, committing to something that impressive. Like, I'm not surprised that you guys were not. I mean, I genuinely think I would be gobsmacked as well.
Yeah, and they put the canvas, interestingly, on the floor and start carving it out that way, and sculpting the clay and melting it into the canvas. And it's just so bold to do, and especially in front of a group of people in that time frame. It was very impressive.
Do you think that when you competed, having the people around you, do you think that was something that added to like the adrenaline of the situation? Was it something that you had to take it like to consideration in terms of like not a distraction, but like a pressure, or did it help when creating the piece of work?
I think all of the above, because I would practice what I wanted to do before in my studio. And I would time it. And then when you're on that platform and people are walking around you, my hand is shaking for the first 2 minutes. And then after I get into the flow of things, I'm, a little calmer, and I'm a little bit more focused. But you just never know what's going to happen and how many people are there watching you. And it definitely adds a factor of adrenaline and a little bit of anxiety when people are watching you try to create your best work.
Absolutely. So like I originally came from more of a theatre background in terms of like the art world. So I fully understand when you first get those eyes on you, especially when you're presenting any form of work, like artistically, that initial pressure can be massive. But the buzz of having people like support you and absolutely wanting you to succeed, like presenting your art, that can just absolutely make you. The adrenaline is, it's honestly like indescribable, but I can imagine it must be almost tenfold for a competition of this sort of nature.
Yeah, absolutely. But to your point of like having the buzz of people around you, you get instant feedback, which is sometimes great and sometimes not so great. But that's just being an artist. So
Absolutely. I mean, that must be so just odd, almost having like that instant feedback as the process, because like you said, usually you can take your time with your art. It can take you like days, weeks, even months if you're working on a piece. But in this instance, the audience is with you from step one to the final step of the creation of the piece. So they're going on that journey with you and noticing these things and pointing these out in real time. So that must be a lot to deal with.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. But it's fun.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I can imagine that is something which really must help, is the fact that it looks like incredible fun.
Yeah. I'm excited to compete again in July. So I miss it. I took a little bit of a break, and now I'm ready to get back in after watching all these artists compete and create. I'm ready.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely we'll have to keep an eye out for you. I mean, you know, like I said, like you have succeeded in art battle. So coming back to it must be like really just something that you get a buzz out of, but also, you know, coming back with a bit of pedigree, you know, that must be really sort of like a really just interesting thing of knowing that you've already done it and you're coming back with sort of like some wins under your belt with something like this.
Mm. A little bit, that the pressure's definitely on. um, but I love our art battle. Came to Omaha a year ago, and the amount of growth it's had with the artists, people just coming in. It's fun to watch it grow. So
Absolutely, like it must be so amazing to see like these events sort of like increase in scale, go to new places, and hopefully be seen by new people, both live and obviously on our amazing stream.
yeah.
I think we can start to see a couple of artists now starting to get ready for the next round. I don't think we've got any confirmation yet on who's gone through to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be a case that we'll be finding out after this round specifically, because I know that people will definitely be going to the next round now, but in terms of us two viewing it, we might be finding out in the final which artists have actually like made it to the final.
Yeah. Yep. And I see that they're prepping their palettes.
Getting into that headspace, getting ready. Like, I can almost feel the pressure for them. Like, for a split second, I was almost getting a bit, like, geared up. I'm like, the anticipation, you can just see all of them now just, like, getting their drinks of water. They're making sure their palettes are there. They are ready for this battle.
Trying to calm the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just I can't imagine what must be going through your head just, like, in that little split second before you fully get going with it.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, I'm honestly, after the first round, it's gonna be like it's a tough act to follow. All the pieces that we saw were so incredible in different ways, but I'm sure the artists that are about to come up in this next round will absolutely smash it.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
Honestly, like it's always the bits like the anticipation is now killing me, and I'm not even like I'm not the one doing the art, but I'm just like so excited to see these pieces like just come to life in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might be getting ready to go.
Yep.
Yep, we're off. Let's go. Oh, here we go. I think. Yep.
Ooh, my heart is racing for him.
Literally as well, because like I think I nearly jumped the gun there because I think announcement is being made, but literally a part of me's going like I'm ready for it now. I want to see this art.
There they go, going over the rules a little bit.
Yeah, making sure that everyone, you know, sussed up on the rules, know what's going down, knows the time constraints, and just getting ready to see this amazing competition.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's raring to go. Everyone's supposed to be ready.
Yes.
This is honestly killing me a little bit.
I know, and I wish we could get a live shot of all the artists individually when they immediately start to see how each one attacks the canvas. I think that'd be an interesting perspective.
Absolutely. Like, because like there must be so many different ways that the artists like really kind of like in terms of their first steps into doing their pieces,
Mm-hmm.
they must vary so incredibly much. But also, like, it'd be fun to see like if other artists have very similar approaches to it. If they're, like there's like tactics that are more commonly used with stuff like this, because like it must vary.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, I think we've got the countdown going.
There we go.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and yep, we are now off. Let's go.
Oh, there we
Starting
go.
really strong. There we go. Just honestly, just like you mentioned, getting some good color down onto the canvas immediately.
Yep. And she has a reference photo right there next to her too. I think that's a great tactic.
Yep, honestly, you can definitely see that there's some really good methodology going on ahead. Everyone is like really ready and prepped. They're going to be bringing their A game. Really strong stuff there from, I believe it is Georgina. Wow, already as well. So we've got, I believe that would be Lee. Strong start as well. Getting some good stuff on the canvas. I think actually, if I stand correct, it would be the canvas from before that's now being added and maybe potentially transformed.
Huh. That's interesting. I've actually never seen this where an artist will continue in the second round on the original piece.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like if this is going to be like an actual continuation, or if it is going to almost. It will obviously become like almost like a new body of work, but whether it's going to be continuation or completely just using that as the backdrop for a new different style of piece.
Yeah. Then we have
So
Rowan.
Rowan getting down some like details on, just penciling in everything just lightning quick.
Yeah, and you can see their reference photos or drawings down there. I wonder if that's a source of inspiration or if I don't know if you see, but
Oh.
the reference from the first round, I believe that lady with the flower crown, if you remember the first piece that
Yeah.
Natalie did, is here. That's cool.
Literally, I just spotted the flash of pink, and
Yeah.
that really does say a lot about the artist. How immediately we saw the pop of color and went, "Oh my god, it's definitely them."
Alrighty.
Oh, getting our first little dashes of color. I'm really liking the reference they've got at the bottom right of the canvas. Could be seeing something really bold and really just like great shapes and great bold colors from this artist.
Yeah. And I see that they drew it out a little bit on the canvas, but now they're going immediately with that color, and I think that's great. It kind of alleviates the nerves, just getting color on there. It
Yep.
helps.
Oh,
We got some spray paint going on here.
I was gonna say I was lucky enough to see another artist use spray paint in the last London art battle, and honestly, I'm still always so impressed how they can do stuff so like it's maybe not as like the finer details as like the pencil strokes or brush, but like the artist Vlad is making it look so incredibly effortless to get things down on the canvas, and all immediately we're seeing the shape of an eye really coming to take some form. I'm really digging this style.
Yeah. I just started messing around with spray paint yesterday, and the amount of technique it takes to really just control the medium is impressive. over here,
Oh,
see
really?
some flowers.
Really liking like a strong start. They seem to have gone with like a different variation of colors for all their different flowers and shapes, and now they're starting to add the bulk of the color into the shapes. But really like the start they've had. They've not gone with just getting down a base. It seems like they've really just got loads of different colored lines to really assemble this bouquet of flowers, I believe.
Mhm. Yeah, it's almost romantic, the piece. It's I feel like it's going to be taking on a little bit of a softer pastel, oh my gosh.
Oh yes, the
This is a
wild.
wild card.
Wow,
It's
honestly,
just
getting stuck in.
out the gate.
I'm loving that they've clearly gone to that they've shaped the figure that's being now being drawn. I love how they've clearly just used their backdrop to kind of inform the shape of the figure that we're seeing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I'm really liking the sharp contrast from the really bold blue, and now we're getting lots of like what seems to be very very detailed line work.
mhm.
Just immense concentration being displayed, but already like this wild card is well one we definitely have to keep an eye out for.
Absolutely. There we go.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That would be
Yeah,
Georgina. I
beautiful.
love that. Like there's such great motion in the background, but honestly, the silhouettes that are now being presented, like kind of similar, like sort of like notes from like the bouquet from the other artists, but like there's a bit of a romanticism in this.
Absolutely, and the choice of color and then the reference of the silhouettes, it's yeah, very romantic.
Yeah, it feels warm and loving and open, and you get that immediately. So, an incredibly strong start from Georgina.
And again, this technique, you have to be pretty precise with the line work in this because it is so bold and you're capturing the silhouette of the human body, and she's doing a great job.
Really liking how this canvas is really developing because obviously we saw it in the last round, but now seeing it sort of like take on like new shapes and developments, we can see that it might be a case of adding just finer detail to this canvas.
Mhm. And if you look down, there seems to be a drawing. I don't know if they're referencing that and try to incorporate it onto the piece. Just looking down at it, or
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if that is like a piece of inspiration, whether that's something that's been fitted into the canvas differently. But like,
yeah.
oh, even the reference is mind blowing. That's insane.
Uh-huh. Very unique style from that artist.
Oh, really liking what Rowan is doing at the moment. Like, you can just start to see something being built, but like this lovely, like warm skin tone being applied to the canvas.
Mhm. You can tell that they've mapped out their drawing and now they're just filling in the blocks of color. Um, really interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes. Like, really, just like the way that they've gone about starting their canvas has really intrigued me.
Mhm. Yeah, everyone's had a very different approach this round.
Yeah, everyone is definitely, they've all gone with varying different styles, but all of them seem to be, of course, really working for them at the moment. So all of them have started incredibly strong out the gates. And moving on to our next artist. Yeah, really
Nice.
liking this. Really liking this. Just seem to be accenting all the shapes with what I believe is, yep, a black marker pen. So really,
Mhm.
really just the boldness is really standing out. Like this would be really, really good to see when all of the outlines have been placed upon all the shapes that the artist has already put down to really see that pop.
Yeah, and you can tell this is gonna be a fun piece too, just with the shapes and the color choices.
And what I believe, like it's looking like it's taking the shape of a bird, but I'm also noticing a giant skull golden chain, which I won't lie, I would love to have that.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Whoa. So we've really moved on from the spray paint and now we're going into more like classic paint, and that is beautiful capturing of the eye.
This is stunning. Oh my gosh. I
This
love the
the
warmth of the colors that Vlad chose. Um, and just
thing
getting right into the nook and crannies of the detail in the eye. Oh, they're adding some more.
to the spray paint. I think using the spray paint is like honestly just a stroke of genius because just getting the differences and the contrast between the different painting techniques, but then also to really get the background and the base work done, like it really is just like standing out to me because of those two styles used.
Yeah, and the colors blend really well together, the way that they've layered them. There's a certain smoothness that the spray paint is adding. Um, it's very complementary to the piece.
Absolutely. And there's a real calmness that the artist has captured within the eye.
Yes.
Wow, really liking just the motion and the level of detail coming off this canvas. Like the flowers have just got such like vibrancy to them. Like they seem to have like that life about them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the way the artist approached the canvas, there is a movement to the flowers that I appreciate. It's it's really pretty. I love the colors they've chosen too.
Yeah, honestly, it's like really just solid choices, and I think we're just getting more of like the shading, so we get the depth of the flowers as well. So
Hmm.
this is coming on really, really nicely. Seriously, I'd be getting up close for a good photo as well. Like, like, just beautiful piece of work, and I can already
Hmm.
start to see some people walking around and giving and like speaking to the artist, like really finding out more about their canvas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, really digging the wild card with this round. This is really turning into like a really captivating piece.
They've done such a great job of capturing the face, and then you can tell they're adding some shading, working with building up the color of the face, and really impressive from the wild card.
Yeah, also like I've not really seen sort of like the use of having this figure, but like more so in like the foreground and the way that it's being captured. There's almost like an aura in the blue that's surrounding the figure. Like really, really interesting take.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, really, really digging the wild card. Like very unique.
Hmm.
Like yet again, just amazing technique being displayed. Really, capturing such strength in the face.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes with that. Oh, the
Uh,
silhouettes are just beautiful.
it's gorgeous, and I love how like they're just adding the levels of details by slightly taking away from the black work already put to reveal more of the background to really give it that like that warmth and that light. But this is a just beautiful piece.
Yeah, and it looks like they've added some highlights, or maybe like you said, scraped off a little bit of the paint in the face. I see a little bit of like a cheekbone, maybe some eyes, just faintly throughout, and I think it's really smart just to convey a little bit more emotion um, between the two people in the silhouette. It's really nice.
The capturing of the hair as well with that really bright pop of yellow that is giving off like the reflection from like a sun or just a large like light. Really, really
Hmm.
clever. Oh,
Yeah.
I think you were right. I think we might be getting the formation of a figure that's been put down
Mhm.
in this like really lovely green.
Yeah. Oh, how cool.
It's so cool that like we saw the canvas being done in the first round and already like it stood out with like so many different things that you could gravitate towards. But now that is literally becoming the backdrop to this new piece. And so it's just so cool to see that development. Like I've never seen an artist use their past canvas as the backing of their next round canvas.
Yeah. And again, I find it interesting she used her hand as the palette, which is Really cool. I don't think I've ever seen an artist do that.
No, I can't say I've seen an artist, like, certainly not in Art Battle, use that technique. Really, really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really, really digging what Rowan's putting down. Like, just the use of like such lovely like block color, like compared to like some of the other artists, where one of the other artists is outlining everything in black. This one, we're already just getting like the shapes and the color of them, and I'm really liking that.
Yeah, yeah. I am too. And it's a playful piece, just with how soft the curves are with the line work. It's not harsh
Mm.
either, and I think it's from the help of not going in with the black immediately. But they're also using really fun colors, like that pop of bright pink, and then everything's a little bit more pastel and muted. I'm really enjoying this piece.
I'm really enjoying it as well. Like the combination of the pink, orange, and yellow. And I would be curious to see whether, like, I'm sure this would probably be intentional, but like I'm noticing now that those are the colors of the lesbian pride flag.
Oh, there we go.
Pale pink, the orange, the dark pink, and white, I believe, is the
Mhm.
colors of the flag. And so I'm really intrigued to see if like that. Obviously, that has to be intentional, and if so, that's a really clever choice.
Yes.
Like the incorporation of it as well, especially the depicting of a very like almost like a divine, a feminine figure, is so spot on.
Oh
Now,
my gosh.
oh, this is just effortlessly cool. This is so good.
Yeah, I love this. You can't help but smile when you look at this piece.
It's there's just a swagger that has really been just placed upon the canvas. Like
Mhm.
it's cool. It's just got this trend about it. It's bold. Like you
It's
said,
playful.
yeah, you can't help but smile.
Yeah, they've absolutely nailed it. I love it.
That and I'll be very brutally honest. I'm also a sucker for a middle finger, and that'll always make me that'll always make me giggle.
Yeah, yeah,
But
and
it's so cool.
yeah, and he makes it look so effortless, but you know there had to be a lot of thought.
Being very playful to the camera as well.
Uh-huh.
You can see the artist's personality with this piece. Like
I was about to say that. Yep.
yeah, absolutely. Like there's such a wonderful playfulness. Whoa.
Oh,
God, Vlad, that is just it's beautiful.
yeah. And like you said earlier, there's a calmness to that eye. Um, but still a very serious piece with the color choices, but the way that the emotion has been created with like the eyebrow and the relaxed lid, it's calm.
Honestly, I'm a massive fan of this piece. Like he's just really captured the soul, like the gaze into when you look into somebody's eyes, there is like a twinkle, there's always something behind it, and Vlad's done an incredible job at capturing that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is also beautiful. The shadows that she's added with the
Like
flowers and
the depth of it, like it's just the colors really like they're not so in your face, but they still stand out. They've just got this lovely, like delicate. They've really captured like the delicate nature of the flowers and how beautiful they are.
mhm.
Really, really liking what the artist is putting down. Just yeah, again going down, making sure getting all those different bits of light, capturing the detail, really just focusing on like the depth of the flowers and really making sure that like every single last little angle is just covered. Like it's so impressive when you see just like such small, like tiny little adjustments.
Oh, all these pieces are just absolutely gorgeous.
Like every single artist has just smashed their canvas so far. Like Yeah, this wild card one is sticking with me. There's
Oh, wow.
just something about it that has really captured me as well.
They're also really good at blending their colors. I don't know if you took a look at the palette, but they had so much going on. And then just absolutely matching the tones within the reference. It's very impressive, especially within 20 minutes. I have to keep reminding myself it's 20 minutes that these artists are creating these beautiful pieces. And
It
wow.
it's honestly mind-blowing. Like, I wish I had like the level of talent that obviously like artists like yourself and all the amazing contestants to just do these just amazing, beautiful pieces of work in this amount of time. Like, it will never not blow my mind.
Hmm. I'm excited to see if they add some highlights throughout the face as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that. Like, it's really just like I think their start of getting the blue in the background and then making that figure sort of like fit within that shape. I think that was such a smart choice on the artist.
Hmm. Oh, this is
Oh,
beautiful.
I love how every single time that Georgina's piece of work has come round, both me and you have just gone, oh, because like, that's all you
Yeah,
can do with something like this. It's a gushing of just, oh, it's so romantic.
it is. And I love the color she's chosen. It adds an aura to the silhouettes. Um, that again just add to how romantic the piece is.
Fully agree. Like, I think you've hit the nail like bang on the head with that. There's just there's such an aura to it now, and the colors just reinforce that, like the lovely bold pinks, and it it literally is capturing that like that perfect tone of color when you get at sunset, like the dancing of like ambers and pinks and blues of the sky, and they've just nailed that. They've absolutely just hit a home run with that.
Yes. There we go.
Nice. Honestly, I really love the journey that we've been on with this canvas. Now that I'm starting to see like the formation of like the eyes and the actual figure itself, like this has really been a journey to see this artist in particular, just because of like the amount of things going on the canvas and the way that we've always been kept on our toes with this particular piece.
Yeah, so many layers. And like I said during the first round, this is going to be a piece you look at, and every time you walk by, there's going to be something new you notice about it, which I absolutely love.
Just being able to keep up with that, because that would require such like dexterity and speed just anyway. So then being doing that within the time constraint, it's almost mind blowing. There must be so many different things the artist is then like going through, thinking of, changing techniques, just adding so many different things.
And I see they're holding a black marker. I wonder if they're going to add detail to the face,
Yeah,
probably trying to map it out in their head of how they want to approach it.
yep, I think we're just starting to get the first little bits placed with the canvas.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm loving Rowan's piece. This is like just getting more of the finer details, and I think, yeah, like that the what I think it might be an arrow, like a representation of a tattoo. Really liking just like the little levels of details as well.
Yeah, it's almost like Cupid-esque, um, just with the wings and the colors chosen.
Yeah, there's something a bit divine about it. It's giving me like sort of like very divine feminine energy. It's giving me goddess,
Mhm.
giving me
Yes.
just such strong, like just really well presented in terms of just how it's captured that. Like you get that immediately looking at this canvas.
Just embracing the natural woman figure is I love it.
Also, I'm only
This
just noticing now that the name of the artist is Uh-oh. That's
See,
that is ice cold.
I didn't know how to pronounce it, but yeah,
Because I was trying to read it in my head, but like, oh yeah, like the reference you can see how they've got that just absolutely
nailed.
bang on. Just literally just the artist just taking some time now just to look at it. I don't think that they need to really add anything else to it. They've really just done an incredible job capturing their art.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of willpower to walk away from the piece.
Oh, Vlad, what?
Oh my gosh, this is
The
just gorgeous.
the blue and the deepness that you now getting from the eyes, like the strokes going into the eyelashes, but like the speckling of blue, as if it's like an explosion coming from the eye in terms of its energy. Like, I'm just adoring what Vlad has been putting down. This is honestly such a beautiful piece.
And it looks like Vlad's also added texture with the blue. I don't know if maybe like a spatula knife, but
Yeah.
it adds a movement to the piece that it's just captivating.
Honestly, Vlad did not come here to play. Vlad has come here to just absolutely just blow away. Like, I'm a little bit in awe at Vlad's piece, I will admit. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that might be time.
Yeah.
I think we might be close.
Uh-huh.
Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, I think that's time. Wow, what a strong round. Like,
Yeah, that was intense. They came out swinging in the second round.
nobody was playing around. Everybody was like, right, you could tell they were hungry for this, but also every artist just, I think nearly every canvas we went to got, instead of us commenting on it first, got like a sound or an emotion or like just an absolute awe over each piece.
Yeah, very impressed by these artists.
Like, absolutely. I mean, how could you not be? Like, all the work displayed, just every single one was so thoroughly unique, but they captured so many different emotions, so many different vibes and feelings. Just, I am so impressed with this round. They really had a tough act to follow, but I think all the artists have absolutely just knocked it out of the park.
Oh, and now voting begins.
Okay, amazing. So, I don't even know where I'd begin, but honestly, if I really was just like put on the spot and I had to vote for anything in that last round, I don't know. I would probably, and I know I'm never going to show any bias, but Vlad's piece in particular, there's something about that eye that really just stood out for me.
It was stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Every time that we passed through it, something had changed to just add to the depthness and emotion in that piece. And just gorgeous. I loved that piece so much. I agree with you.
But then, I don't see how you could decide between the others as well, because like nobody there, like deciding between all of those, especially because there were so many different styles like at display. Like, I struggle to vote for it. I don't know how I would really differ in terms of like how I would vote for them, because all of them just immaculate pieces of work.
Yeah, and I wish we'd gotten one more pass to see where the wild cards piece went. I wanted to see if they added highlights or not, because I was really impressed by theirs as well.
I was so impressed just with the way that they sort of like went about starting their canvas. I love how like we talked about how the importance of really getting some color down, really getting stuff in the canvas, and they did that, I feel, in like a really like quite a unique way that certainly I haven't really seen done particularly that way on Art Battle before. So really impressed with the wild card.
Yep. Absolutely.
Just very just like such an intense round. Like, I feel like that entire time when we were going around for the canvases, I was being blown away each time we shifted. I feel like my heart was just pounding out of my chest.
Yep.
I mean, literally, I can imagine it must be a lot more for the artist, but just, I think all the artists, like, there was such beauty at play. Like, every single one of them was just a feast for the eyes to just look upon. just incredible stuff.
Yeah, and each emotion that was being conveyed in every canvas was unique, which it's hard to do that again within that time frame of just trying to pick out how you're going to attract the audience to your piece and what you want the audience to feel when you're looking at it. And I think they all nailed it on the head.
Absolutely. I mean, showing personality as an artist in such a short space of time can be daunting, but I feel like even though we didn't actually speak to the artist, the art did the speaking for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like every single one of them, you could tell that, like, such absolute clear-cut style. You could tell that these are artists that have really just honed in on their craft and just really just nailed their own unique style within their art. So all their canvases did the speaking for them.
Mm-hmm. I think two artists that did a great job at that was Rowan and Uhoh.
Yeah, I mean, both of those, like, you could just really tell that it was a representation of them. Like, you could really just gain that from both their pieces, which is really hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also just Uhoh as the artist name, that and everything about from the name to the canvas to the interaction with the camera, sticking his tongue out on the way past.
Yeah.
It just screamed cool and like style. It was dripping with it.
Yeah, I'd love to grab a beer with him and chat with him about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a fun individual, you can tell.
You can tell that also, like, I think Uhoh really like enjoyed themselves. I don't think that the pressure got to them in any which way. I think they literally were just like, you know what, regardless, going to have some fun. And that showed because their canvas ended up being playful and fun. Like, they really just always made us like giggle and smile every time we came around to that canvas in particular.
Yeah. And I think, again, choosing like a fun subject matter to put onto the canvas helps alleviate that stress and tension when you're in the competition. And I love it when artists choose to do that.
Absolutely. Like, it's because obviously, like, something like this, I know we talk about, like, you know, the level of detail at play and how fast it has to be, but at the same time, just the level of fun a competition like this can offer up. So it's so lovely to see an artist like really indulge themselves in that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if they're having fun, then obviously, like, you know, of course we're having fun, like watching them just kick ass and do their work like as only they can do it.
Yes. It's very true. Oh, and it looks like they're setting up for the final round.
Yep, it would appear so. Just again to go over, if you want to interact with us, then check us out on Instagram. If you go to Art Battle London on Instagram, you can check out the links if you want to get onto the stream, if you want to vote, and if you want to know more about Art Battle, then check us out there. Or alternatively, you can go to artbattle.com/AB2529. I think this could just be me, but I feel like the lights just went slightly in, and I'm just like, I mean, I do have a penchant for the dramatic. I was like, the final round, they've put the moody light.
Oh yeah.
Really
just getting the nerves more up for the artist, because oh man. Whenever they announce the names, it's just my heart is a pounding.
How did it feel? Sort of like, was there any different feel to your first round to then you going into your final? Like, did it help that you had one round already under your belt, or did the progression of the competition sort of like add to the sort of like the nerves or the pressure of it?
To be honest, I feel like in the beginning, whenever I'd make it to the second round, I would almost choke up. I would get too amped up and I wouldn't practice for my second round piece because I'd just be like, oh, I'm going to wing it. And that's never a good idea for myself personally. Some artists are able to just go up to that canvas and throw whatever they want onto it, and it comes out beautifully. I've found that I need a little bit more of a game plan, and so in the beginning, whenever I do my second round piece, if I made it through, I would tend to get the nerves would get the best of me. But as I've progressed, I think I've gotten into the flow of things a little better, just with practice and going to art battle so often. So I don't know. It really depends on where your headspace is at too. So
Nice. I mean, what would you actually like recommend? So, like, say somebody like myself that maybe isn't sort of like, as well versed in art, or is like looking to make a start with like something of this style. How would you recommend somebody gets involved in sort of like the speed art, like the art battle style of doing art? What would you recommend?
yeah, I would say create something that you're good at and that excites you. Because if you're excited to place it onto the canvas, then you're just going to go into hyperdrive, and you're going to have a better plan as opposed to trying something completely different you're unsure about. That's just what works best for me. Like, I'm a portrait artist, so I'm like, people, I can paint people. So that's what I tend to create when I am doing an art battle. But yeah, that would be my recommendation, is find something that excites you, and then also use a palette that excites you. So then you're gravitated towards the color, and you're wanting to just put it down right away. It helps with the time aspect. So.
Oh, absolutely. I can imagine that, like, you're dead right. Like, if you are giddy to put some work out, then it's not like you're rushing. You are just eager. You've got the speed naturally within you. You don't feel like you have to rush yourself. You're kind of already doing that naturally.
Yeah, and that's why I have a soft spot for neon colors. I look at those and I'm excited to see how it's going to look on my piece. So I'm just already throwing down color as soon as I can.
Absolutely. I was saying this, that if I ever did give something like this a go, I know for a fact that like the difference in quality would probably be the most the thing that people would notice most. And like, I would love to have the talent that obviously like you guys have. Like, I love art, but like, I see the artists, that work that people do that like would take me a lifetime to do, and they go, oh, I can do that in 20 minutes, that's fine. Like, it's so awesome to see.
Yeah, and you may surprise yourself. You may work well under pressure, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, look at this.
Either that would be like the jankiest looking little like stick, and you go, oh, it's okay, I don't know, I guess it's abstract, maybe it's something.
Funny enough, one of my sisters was visiting me, and I was doing an art battle, and she was one of the wild cards.
Oh, wow, nice.
And this sister in particular isn't very artistic, so she did a stick figure with
yes,
the cartoon clouds and the sun with like a smiley face, and it was so nostalgic. I absolutely adored the piece. And maybe that'd be a little biased because she's my sister, but I thought it was really fun.
I think that's such a great point, because like it necessarily doesn't matter about your actual ability. It's capturing something, and the fact that it could also like capture something that we've all done. Like, we've all drawn a stick figure at some point in our life. That's how some people start with like getting into art, is by just doodling. So to be able to capture that, I think that's just as important as like any of like the techniques of like a display. Like, there was a wild card in London that really sticks with me, because they just go up to the canvas and immediately and they start drawing this like dark green figure, but like quite small on the canvas. There's quite a lot of the unused canvas, and it was just the derpiest and cutest looking painting of a cat I have ever seen, in bright green. And when asked, like, because it was my first ever one, asked what my favorite was, there was there was some standouts. I think there was somebody who'd won in San Francisco and then come over to Art Battle London, and the piece they created was stunning. But I kept coming back to that tiny green cat. There was something about it that was just like, nah, I love the whimsical nature of this, but also it just had a grip on my soul for some reason, that this tiny cat from the wild card, the last time, it just did something to me. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the nostalgia of when you're a kid and you're like, oh man, it's time to draw, or, like, be creative. What am I going to do? And you kind of lose that childlike wonder as an adult. And so when you see that back on canvas, at least for me, it immediately like lights up my face. I love seeing it.
You can't help but smile with things like that because it's just fun. But also, I can imagine it must be quite challenging in this sort of environment to actually create something that might have potential to be like funny or humorous, because like such a short space of time, and that a painting of that nature I could possibly see would be very dependent on its humor that's been presented on the canvas. That must be a really difficult task to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and some people they may get it and others may not, but it's risky for sure as an artist to do that, but I mean, I love seeing it.
I think we are getting some announcements, as in hopefully we'll be finding out which artists have gone through and how their art has gone. So hopefully we'll be getting some details very, very soon.
Either way, all of these artists should be proud of the work that they produced. It was amazing to watch. But I am excited to see who made it to the final round.
Like, literally any of the artists could be going through to the final round, and I would be excited to see what their final round would be. Every single one has captured me with their technique, showing their personalities. I have been, like, this has been a strong art battle. Like, this has been, like, probably, like, one of the stronger ones that I've, like, in, like, recent memory for me. Everybody has really just hit the ground running with all of their pieces, like, since they started. So this is going to be a really tough one.
Absolutely.
Or is it now a different thing? Have people now been voted and from the first rounds, or are they now painting? Is that what's happening? Like, that's the Spanish woman that doesn't want to show her face. That's her whole thing.
Why doesn't she want to show her face?
Because if you Google a little bit about art and you don't show your face, you sell more. It's more interesting.
Alright.
Yeah, she's back. Okay.
I can't get more of the artist in her picture. This is super annoying. Unless but then you can see like the reflection of everything.
Maybe me cleaning that window was not the best idea ever.
No. It was still gonna reflect anyway. Anyway, this is as good as it's gonna get. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, this is happening. I can't get a good shot.
So yeah, they definitely have been voted.
I think we just captured some camera reworking there.
That's funny.
I was this close to being like, should I try and say hi?
Yeah.
Because I think we could hear them, but I don't think they could hear us. But we're back.
Sorry. Just then, think of the ocean, think of a meadow.
Hello.
I still didn't see your award.
I think they're going to be just getting the camera set for the final round.
Yes.
Oh, and we're back.
Huh, that is funny. Keeps it interesting. Get a little behind the scenes there.
Just a little bit of a sneak peek, because if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Nothing ever goes smoothly when it's live.
Yep. Yep.
But also, like with stuff like this, that's also half the fun. I think there was there was a really interesting technical difficulty where we thought that canvas was being shown. We thought a canvas was being shown for a really long time. So I was talking about this, like in as many ways as like I could like view. But it was on it for so long. I was like, wow, they're really showing off this one piece. Nah, it just been frozen for 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh! No,
It just been frozen the entire time, and I'm speaking about this like one piece, and we're waiting to see the other art. I'm like, I wonder why they're not like moving on. They've been on this one for a really long time. And
little bit of favoritism towards this piece.
I was kind of like that. I was a bit like, I mean, the camera person must really like this piece. But yeah, you know, it's never simple. I think we are seeing some of the artists now starting to return. I'm seeing a few people starting to get, excuse me, things back round on their canvases, and hopefully we'll be getting ready for the final round.
Perfect. Before this final round starts, Max, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back.
Amazing. In which case, I will hold down the fort.
Thank you.
So, hello to anybody that is currently joining us on the Art Battle stream. I'm one of your hosts, Max Orrell. I'm joined by the absolutely incredible artist and former winner of Art Battle, Majestic Maddie. We have been spoiled today with some absolutely incredible rounds, some brilliant pieces of work. We've had some fun, we've been blown away by beauty, and we have just had a hell of a good time as we always do an Art Battle. So we hopefully should be returning very, very soon, and hopefully we'll be getting stuck back into the action for Art Battle. A reminder that if you want to check us out, then visit the link that's currently on your screen. That's artbattle.com/AB2529. Again, that is artbattle.com/AB2529. Or check us out on Instagram. We've got some amazing snapshots of artists. We've got some behind the scenes. And you might even notice on our personal story a cheeky little video from yours truly advertising the Art Battle. And we are back. I believe we are going to hopefully have some announcements soon, and we're going to be commencing with Art Battle again. So if you are joining us now on the stream, welcome to Art Battle, the competition where we see rounds of artists get 20 minutes to do their best work on a canvas to produce some incredible pieces of art in a very short space of time. I'm one of your hosts, Max Orrell. I'm joined by the amazing, majestic Maddie, who is just quickly bobbing on a break at the moment, and we are hopefully going to get stuck back into the action and viewing the best that Art Battle can offer. Reminder, if you want to check us out, visit artbattle.com/AB2529. That is artbattle.com/AB2529. Check us out on our Instagram page as well for some behind the scenes and some artist showcase. Please show all the artists involved with this. Show them some love. Try and follow them on their personals. Just shower them with praise, because Art Battle is such an amazing competition that is constantly growing and getting amazing artists involved, including the amazing wildcards, as in you. Yes, if you go to Art Battle, you could be one of the contestants. At each event, we have a wildcard, which means that you can sign up to be one of the artists involved. And honestly, as terrifying it would also be an amazing opportunity. So hopefully we'll be getting underway. So check us out on our website.
Max, that was fabulous.
You gotta plug everything else. You gotta make sure that if you know, people need to know.
Absolutely. I'm
I'm
so excited to see who makes it through.
Oh, I think I can see the glimpse of a baseball cap, which looks like the artist from the second round.
Ooh.
I mean, I believe they're currently in front of a canvas, but they could just be having a talk. I mean, at this point, I'm just speculating on who could possibly be going through.
Again, with the lighting, I'm sure the artist's nerves are just everywhere right now, waiting to see who made it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's all going to be about the atmosphere. The lights have gone down. We are just they'll be soaking up this atmosphere, because they've already gone through one round. One round would be stressful enough. But the fact that they're now coming back and they're now going to be showing more of their art, they're going to be showing developments. Are they going to be, working off similar themes they did in the previous rounds? Will it be a completely different thing? We just don't know.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Some cheering.
Yep. I think we can just about see at the corner the artists that have made it to the finals. I'm noticing a couple of noteworthy names from both rounds. I think all the artists are currently being applauded and introduced by our amazing host for the evening.
Yep, and I believe it's Vlad who made it.
Yeah, I can see Vlad. I can see Uhoh. I can see. It just cuts off after three canvases. Oh, also, if you don't know, the amazing host that you can see in the wonderfully rainbow dress is Harmony Camden. Harmony Camden is a very fantastic friend of mine and is actually somebody that got me involved with Art Battle. I think she's one of the large reasons why I commentate on these amazing events.
Oh, that's fabulous.
It was a connection that we made from sort of just mutuals and having a love of art, but also I think Harmony heard me do some other work for another stream and was just like, we like your voice. We'd like to have your voice on doing some Art Battle stuff. Oh my God, we're away.
Oh, okay. So
Whoa.
I forget her name.
Okay,
But she was the one that did the fox, and she's immediately attacking that canvas.
So that would be Charlotte Holmes from round one. So obviously confirming that Charlotte. Well, of course, I'm not surprised. That fox was majestic.
Mm-hmm.
And we've now also got. So we've got Mowcka as well. So getting stuck into the canvas. Not laying down any colour, but just getting those lines initially in just before they start anything else off.
And I believe they had that same approach last time, and clearly it worked for them. So
yeah, it absolutely did. So, if
Mhm.
it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it.
Exactly. Yep. And there's their reference there. I'm excited to see their use of color again. If they're going to do a black background or maybe something darker again, who knows?
Of course, we've got our cool customer of the evening. We've got Uhoh currently on the canvas, just yet again getting down those lines. I don't think I can see a reference like I could in the round before, so this really will be a surprise to see what themes they go for, what sort of like initial straight shapes and structures. I mean, will there be 2 middle fingers? We just don't know.
I wish we could see the reference, or maybe they're just going in blind right now. I'm not sure.
I'm seeing really just faintly, because obviously the camera footage, we're seeing lines, but yeah, can't really make anything out at the moment whilst it's in pencil. Whoa! Okay. Oh, okay, no, I think, you know what? I am mistaken. I think they're a featured artist, so I think they're just going this entire time. Like, they've just been non-stop. But it's still
This
no,
is
because
amazing.
that really just blew me away. The transformation of this canvas over the multiple rounds has been just stunning. And, like, the figure, like, I really want to say something incredibly clever and artistic, but the only thing that springs to mind is that is badass.
Nailed it right on the head. It is. It is just spectacular. Ooh, and I see Vlad's doing another set of eyes. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited to see how this turns out.
I mean, literally, we're getting 2 eyes instead of 1, so, we're being treated double compared to the last round, but also just the level of pace that Vlad is able to really just get these outline structures and get, like, this tone and warmth, like, initially on the canvas is so impressive, like, working with such, like, speed in particular to really get everything down.
Yes. Oh, there we go with the spray paint too.
God, it really is just so amazing to see Vlad using the spray can with he's got such clear command over his, like, ability with a spray can. It's just amazing to see that happen.
Absolutely. And I'm wondering if he's going to stick with the theme of the warmer tones of the face, what emotion will be conveyed in the eyes.
Oh, yes. Okay, see, now I'm really excited. Now I'm excited because the motion they got from the fox was amazing, and it was almost like this astral projection looking piece of work. And if we're getting a bird, then the bird, I think, lends itself to this artist style of motion. So really excited to see how, like, we get that with this particular animal.
Yep. And just the where she's placed the bird as well is really interesting. It's flying off the canvas.
It absolutely is. Like, fully agree. Getting a sneak peek of some really bold colors getting laid down. Really liking the methodology. Like,
that was quick.
Yeah, like that was a blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's really interesting. We're getting a couple of actual, like, driplets. So compared to the first round where their art was very much like the blocks were very centered, like very specific. I'm wondering if that is a slight change in choice for the artist.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Ooh.
Little bit warmer colors here. Not so dark. Some vibrancy. It's very summer-esque with the pastel blue and the bright yellow.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like, really getting those, like, that tone from the color. It'd be interesting to see if we do see a feature of any black in the background like we did on their first canvas, or whether they're going to be, sticking with these summery colors and making it just a little bit brighter compared to their first round.
Ooh!
Oh yeah, this is fantastic. Already, just these little sprites, these little characters coming from Uhoh already are just, there's so much life and just joy you can already see being put down.
Yeah, and again, interesting placement with this artist. Working from the bottom up is really cool. I like that. I'm wondering how he's going to fill the rest of the canvas. If there's going to be more characters sprinkled throughout.
Absolutely, like I mean, quite literally building like from the ground up. So it'll be very clear to see the progression from Uhoh on this particular canvas. So I'm seeing a couple of fine lines being added to the character on the bottom right, just really giving it some like texture.
Yes.
Yeah, this will be a very, very exciting one to see how this one grows and develops. I bet there'll be just a million more things by the time we come back around.
Oh, and then this piece right here is just insane. I love this so much. The face too. She could have left it as is, but with this face, it just adds so much to it.
We've really been on a journey with this artist. Like we were gushing, like when we thought that they were like actually like participating, we thought that their canvas were like literally just their backdrop was already an interesting and like amazing thing to like view and behold. And now they've just building and building and building, and yeah, it's giving me graffiti, but it's giving me also just like
yes.
It's giving me just like such a mash of like multiple different styles that really come together for this piece.
Absolutely. And when we were looking at it firsthand, I thought, man, this looks like graffiti, like street art. It's just really awesome. Oh, here we go to Vlad over here.
Yeah, just really getting down in terms of like getting the shading correct, like really starting to take form as well. Like I'm very, very like intrigued to see how this will play out similarly, because every single time we saw Vlad in the last round, I was shocked at like the changes and the development. So really, really intriguing.
Mm-hmm. There he is, just getting the shape down of the eyes, making sure everything's proportionate. And I don't see, if I'm correct, a reference photo that they're using, which is so impressive with faces. You need to get the proportions down, and he's nailing it.
Like you can just tell that like you said, if you do something you're passionate about, something that you know that you are good with, then you can't really go wrong. And you can tell that like in terms of like showing works of expression must be something that Vlad is just absolutely at home with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, really digging what Vlad's putting down. Coming over again. Oh, yes.
Wow.
God, that's really something. The placement, I don't know why, but like, I'm really glad you mentioned the placement when we last saw the canvas, because it's really helping in terms of like the motion of the bird and it making it seem very grand and almost regal.
Yes, yeah, and we may be feeling the regalness of it just from the colors. The blues like are very rich. I feel like I see some purples throughout as well, and then just that splashy yellow, and she's adding those highlights throughout. It's just stunning. I'm so excited.
She's so good at adding those accents with the bursts of yellow to really just give it like such another dimension. It really just makes it pop, and like I'm not even sure if it could be a star or a burst or whatever it is, but it just adds so much to the piece itself.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really exciting piece. Like this will be another exciting one to see.
Oh wow!
Oh. Yeah, so I think we're going back to having that really solid black outline in the background again.
Mm-hmm.
Really lovely, like just very soft and delicate, like like feminine sort of like spiral presenting in front of it. It's almost like a blend of like sort of like a femininity, but then also like nature. I'm getting like it looks like a vine or something that is growing.
Absolutely, yeah, and I like how their lines aren't rigid. Like you were saying, there's a certain softness to the piece with just the line work of it all. It's Really
there,
nice.
there's such a good flow, and yet again, I just like the fact that I can just see those those small little drags. Everything is like flowing and very curved, but those two little yellow droplets that have been placed. I'm really intrigued with that. Really, really liking it.
Yeah.
Just you can see with their brushstroke
Oh.
techniques how fluid those curves and those lines are. Like this must be just second nature to them. I mean, obviously we can see that.
Yeah. Here we go.
Um,
Oh.
oh no, to back around, no!
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Wow.
Oh, yes, this is so good.
Oh my gosh.
God, they all have such really great personalities. Like, I love the one with the beanie
Yeah.
pulled across their eyes.
The glasses there. Oh my gosh. I just love this. And again,
It's
it's one of those
fun.
pieces where you can't help but smile when you look at it.
It's so fun, but like for me, the little cluster of the sprites, it's literally it's giving me every single drunk selfie I've taken with my mates on a night out. It's giving me like the
I was
squash.
literally thinking that.
Yeah. Oh, that's wicked. Yet again, just ice cold, cool as you like, just such an effortless style to it. Like, honestly, I'm really enjoying seeing Uhoh work, and their process is just as entertaining as the actual final product itself.
Yeah, you can tell they're just in their element right now.
Yeah. Oh wow. Just the details that have been placed around the hair and the face on the featured artist canvas is God, like I really feel like I've been through the motions with this canvas. Like so good.
Oh, wow. Just watching them work is fascinating. Definitely been through the ringer with this canvas, just watching the ebb and flows of it all. It's
Also, I'm only just noticing the flow of like the hoop earrings and oh yeah, okay. I'm seeing a little bit what Vlad's putting down and the different colored eyes. I'm now really excited because the final product of the eye in the last one that we just got a glimpse of, if we get two different colored eyes, oh, that's going to look stunning.
oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's so good. Really, really like. Yeah, Vlad is God. Vlad just has a way of capturing expressions. Like I'm blown away.
Wow.
Yeah, just look at the technique of just dabbing the paints with his finger to really just make sure there's a softness to the way that it's capturing the light just so incredibly well. I mean,
Gosh, and again, I'm so impressed not using a reference at all, just off the top.
yeah, I mean, you would know more so than I do, but to be able to like really do that must be so incredibly hard.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just immaculate work coming from Vlad. Like
Oh,
oh,
there he's going in with a spatula knife.
yep. Okay. See, this is now where I'm starting to get really. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm getting very very giddy now. The application of the spatula. Oh yeah, really
And
really.
just adding that texture throughout the piece is just
Just the dimensions, the different uses of paints, the different techniques. Like Vlad is absolutely nailing it. Yeah. Oh my god.
wow. I love the movement and the feathers, and you can tell, I believe her name's Charlotte.
Yes.
It's just very thoughtful in the way that she works on her canvas.
There's such a beautiful capturing of what I can only describe as like almost like a twilight or like a deep moonlight that is being presented with the deepness of the blue. And Charlotte's done just an incredible job of really getting that on the canvas.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah, very, very, very excited by this piece. Like, just such a majesty in the bird as well. Like this, it seems like there's a proudness that you get with like bigger and more exotic birds, and I think that has been absolutely nailed.
Yeah, and with this piece being a little darker than her previous one, there's a heaviness to it as well, being portrayed on the canvas.
Like just showing some fantastic aggression from the first round. Yeah, I'm
Ooh.
really liking this.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you noticed, but the face as well, in this piece, I love the way that they use the line work in the nose and the mouth. It's really intriguing.
Yeah, now you've mentioned it, I'm starting to notice it, the way that the face is being portrayed, and it's a very unique style that will be very, very sort of like individualistic of the artist. I'm really, really liking it.
Yes.
Also, just the tiny additions of some of the more jagged lines added in there really just gives it some dimensions, because you've got so many lovely swirling lines, and then to just get a couple of jagged edges just thrown in there is really, really cool.
Yeah, it adds, a subtle, like, kind of darkness to it, where it was a very feminine flowing piece, and then those jagged little edges there adds a heaviness to
Yeah.
it.
Oh my god, there's so many! There's so many of them now. The beanie's now turned into another character in the top of the head of the other one.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
there's so much personality on this canvas. Just it's on every single inch of that canvas. Like, oh, it's not wasting any single bit of space.
Uh-uh. No, and I bet he's having a blast just making all these characters.
I mean, how could you not? There's just I'm like I'm grinning from cheek to cheek watching this come to. Like, I
Mhm.
just see little bits of the artist like speaking to himself, like muttering. It just must be laughing, just having just a hell of a good time with his piece.
Absolutely. Wow, okay.
Yeah, getting a slight silhouette or a shadow in the background. Just this whole piece, the way that this has grown and developed is just
Mhm.
stunning.
So many different mediums have been used on this piece, and it you feel it with the layers of the textures being portrayed on the canvas. It adds a liveliness to it.
Really does. Like, there's a vibrancy that is just unmistakable. Just it's so striking as well. Like the use of the color, the actual lines, the graffiti style of it. There, it doesn't softly hit you. It is there. It just goes bang straight in your face, and I'm a really big fan of that.
Mhm.
Oh, Vlad, just it's every time I look at Vlad's canvas, I'm just gushing over it.
Ah, and I love that they've used blue and red on the sides of where the eyes are the same color as well. It's kinda like a yin and yang almost, side of the piece.
It's giving me yin and yang, but also I have to admit I'm a colossal nerd, so it's also giving me the red pill and the blue pill from the Matrix. Like
Ah, yes.
that sense of choice, that duality.
Mhm.
But yeah, Vlad is just like I love everything about the cascade of the colors surrounding each eye, the detail of each eye, the way that he's kept the lighting. Just incredible work.
Yeah, just absolutely stunning.
Wow. Like, it must be so weird for Vlad as an artist who are doing this so rapidly, because it really just feel like the connection is so apparent because of the eyes and the fact that they are literally looking at each other, and I can feel
Mhm.
very apparent the connection to it. Oh wow,
Oh,
yes,
just beautiful. Going in with those highlights of a little bit of yellow, just making everything pop and almost glow from within.
oh,
Um,
that's such a beautiful way to describe this, but I don't know how else you describe it.
mm-mm. Oh,
Yeah, just I'm very very much a fan of this piece. They've just done such a good job of capturing that darkness, and also they're now using the full breadth of the canvas compared to their first piece of work.
Yeah. And there she is going in with that black, kind of making it pop a little bit more off the canvas.
Just incredible stuff from Charlotte. There is such a presence with this canvas. It's very auratic. It's got an aura to it, and oh wow!
Oh, this is cool.
Oh, nice. The additionals of the actual things being drawn in the shapes now, like, I don't think we saw that in the first round.
No, and I was going to comment on that. I love this added line work and detail throughout the piece.
I'm just getting the think that is spelling out the word change.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
good eye. I was trying to make out what it said. Yeah, and it says change. And then I think they're adding some faces throughout the sleeve.
I could be wrong, but I don't think we've actually seen any other instances of like lettering or typography so far. So really interesting to see that. That'll definitely make the piece stand out.
Yeah. Yeah, very unique.
Very, very unique indeed. I think there could be another piece of something written at the bottom there. I just can't quite see the full word though.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it out as well. There we go.
There he is. Uh-oh, just getting in now, getting those like the pupils and the really dark solid shading for all the characters, getting little bits of hair now and detail, and honestly, like I would love to have this piece.
I was just thinking that.
It's so fun. Like you can just tell that the artist just knows how to have fun. Like you said before, I would love to grab a pint with Uhoh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think that might be it. I think we've had our pieces.
Wow. These artists should all be so proud of everything that they've created.
Absolutely. Like, we wanted a big final, and I feel we really got one. Like, oh my goodness, the work that's been produced, every single one of them has been just so good. The standard is so high.
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
Honestly, I have been blown away with the art we've seen in this final. Like, if I said it was hard to decide before, God, I have no idea which one you would pick. I love every single one of the pieces of art that's been produced in this final. I would not want to choose.
Yeah. It's going to be very close.
Oh, I'm just still getting glimpses of Vlad now on the screen, and just astonishing stuff, like the different uses of spray, then of paint, of like the spatula, just so many different things going on, but it all comes together so like profoundly.
Yes.
Just what a hell of a final we have had. Honestly, I feel just so lucky that me and you actually get to share our thoughts about this and actually, really share what we feel about this. We're very, very lucky to be able to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. And just seeing how different artists from across the world approach a canvas is so cool and very unique. I love it.
I think now that the stream is just going to go away very shortly, whilst I think a few decisions are being made and people are voting. Remember, if you need to check out any details, please visit artbattle.com/AB2529, where you can have details more about the artist. You can have some behind the scenes. Also, there should be a link on our Instagram, which is Art Battle or Art Battle London, and you can find out ways to follow the artist, get involved, and even vote for some of your favourites. Please, please do. And please share all the artists involved that have been doing this some love. Just absolutely shower them because they all deserve it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm literally just going through the pieces in my mind, and any one of those could be a winner. Let's be really honest. Every single one of these is worthy of being a winner. Yeah, all the
Oh, they're
cast.
lining them up here.
Yeah, here we go. Oh wow! Like, it's so nice to see them at this level of distance. Like, all of them have gone for so vastly different approaches, but all of them are just incredible pieces of art that have been produced.
Yeah, and again, these artists should be very proud of what they have produced. It's so cool, and wow, just the amount of talent being portrayed out there is incredible.
I can only imagine what's going to be going through the artists' minds right now as everyone is now getting ready. They're crowding round. Everyone is just. There's one thing I can notice. There is a buzz down there where I can see so many different conversations going on, and so many people, like, taking pictures of their favorite canvases, discussion. All of these pieces are getting people talking.
And I'm sure now the artists, at least after this, I tend to take a deep breath out. And I'm like, okay, I can relax now. I've poured my heart and soul onto the canvas, and now it's just up to the audience to decide who wins.
We've got the featured artist as well having their work brought up to the front because, yeah, again, like, we really went on a journey through all the rounds with that piece. So you need to get it up there.
Yeah, and I love that they did that, a featured artist. I'd never seen that happen at Art Battle. But it was really cool to witness the progression of a piece with a longer amount of time.
Just so cool. Like, this is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough.
And I wonder how much time they have to vote.
So in between the rounds that we had, I think it was literally no more than, I think it was 5 to 10 minutes. I don't think you get long, which is why it's so important to vote for your favorites. God, the anticipation is killing me.
Yep.
Just the buzz, everything. Like, it's such a fantastic night as well. Like, if there's one thing which I really can't wait to actually do is to go to an art battle in person, because I've obviously commentated on a few as of you, but I've not actually had the experience like you have of actually either being involved with it or being to see it live. So that is what I'm very much looking forward to.
Oh, there's such a buzz, and I mean, the energy in the air is indescribable. It is so fun. And it's really interactive, obviously, with the audience and the artist. Just hearing what people's favorite paintings are and what they gravitate towards is really interesting, and it's always a great time.
I think a few announcements being made. Obviously, giving a lot of credit and a lot of good share to all of the artists that were involved. So, yeah, this is, I think we should be gearing up and getting ready to see who could be walking away as the winner of this art battle.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. I believe that I can see our amazing host for the evening is just doing a few announcements, speaking to the crowd. So I believe Harmony is now going to be going through votes and all the communication is going on.
Oh, look at that crowd of people down there, just all waiting.
The atmosphere, like I can feel the atmosphere through my screen. Like that's when you know when you've got something special.
Yep.
A couple of last minute pictures being taken. Another reminder to please check out all of the artists that have been involved so far. I think if you go to Art Battle London, you can find all the different pages for the people involved. Go show their work some love, go like them, go buy some of their work, support your artists, and just give them a massive props because, like, this is an incredibly tough thing to do. Both, like, the actual doing of it, but also putting your artwork out there for like in such a rapid space of time for judgment and to put that out is I can only imagine how hard that must be.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. So I believe Harmony's explaining that you can actually, I believe you can actually bid on the pieces of art, I think, or at least you can get involved with a piece of art that have actually been produced today by the artists.
Yes, you can bid on the pieces, and then the highest bid will be able to have the piece from that artist. It's really cool.
In which case, it's a good job that I've just been paid because I am seriously considering looking at getting that Uhoh piece. The playfulness. There's something about it that, like, yet again, never going to be showing any favoritism. But in terms of a piece that I think really captures something that I'm very much about, I think that would have to be one that I would at least, I'd put my name in the hat for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So all the artists, I believe, are now coming up to their canvases.
But I believe everyone has their phones out.
They do indeed. I think we are getting ready. I think we are incredibly close to finding out who the winner of this art battle will be.
I wish we could hear what they're saying. It's a little bit hard to make out.
Oh yeah, I would say we had this last time where literally we only found out the winner because it then zoomed in on Harmony actually interviewing the winner at the end, and it was very much a case of like everyone in the room knew, and us on the stream were going, "Who is it? Please, we need to know."
Ooh, my heart is racing.
Yeah, obviously, great round of applause for all the artists involved. I think all of them are currently being introduced, so I think we've just covered Uhoh, we've just covered Vlad and Charlotte. They've all been announced in terms of the actual artists, and now I think we are literally just moments away from seeing who has won this absolutely insane art battle. Oh, we've got a hug. And it's hugs for Uhoh. I think we might potentially have a
Yeah.
win. Uhoh. Yep, I mean, I won't lie. Yep, there he is. I think we have it. There is your winner for this amazing art battle. Your winner is the absolutely cool as a cucumber, just the ice in his veins artist. That is Uhoh. And I don't know about you, but like I'm absolutely chuffed for him.
Well deserved.
So well deserved.
So awesome watching the pieces he created unfold onto the canvas. It was just an absolute pleasure watching him create, along with all the other artists. I mean, just such an immense amount of talent and hard work.
Honestly, I fully agree. All the artists can be so proud of themselves, but what a winner, what an art battle we have witnessed. All the pieces of work have been absolutely outstanding. So please go show some love to Art Battle. Follow her, Art Battle London and Art Battle on Instagram. Go to the website, artbattle.com/AB2529. Go get involved. Art Battle is absolutely amazing. We've had a hell of a good time commentating on this amazing competition. And yeah, again, congratulations to the winner of this art battle. That is Uhoh.
Yeah, this has been fantastic. I absolutely love watching these artists work, and it was such a blast. Thank you, Max. This was awesome.
This has been amazing. I mean, honestly, thank you for being just the best co-host. This has been an absolute blast.
It sure has.
So things will be wrapping up now, but like there will be so many amazing conversations going on about the artist, so many amazing conversations going about Art Battle. Please, please, please show Art Battle some love, all the artists some love, and please get involved. This is, I don't think there's any other competition like this.
No, there certainly is not. Such a unique opportunity for artists to be able to display their work in this time frame, and just to witness so many other styles between artists and what they're able to create. It's truly amazing.
Oh, so lovely. Just seeing a couple of high fives, everyone being very supportive, like single one of the finalists, like just to get to the final is an achievement within itself. Like, and these are our finished pieces that we have got. So I believe this was the featured artist with just, this is Lee HD with just a stunning canvas. We have got Vlad, just the master of getting lighting and eyes. We've been able to gaze into Vlad's pieces for both the rounds he was involved in. We've got your winner, yet again, smiling, having fun, and that showed in all of his canvases in Uhoh. And I think a cheeky little cameo in one of the monsters right at the bottom has got the same baseball cap. And I've only just noticed that now.
What a great detail.
And then, so we have then got, I believe that is Mowcka, with just the fluidity of the lines. They have honestly just produced some amazing, just lovely canvases. Finally, we have got Charlotte, who's produced just some majestic bits, just dripped in glowing and light, and just really captured just the nature of animals just so perfectly.
Yep. Just beautiful work.
Honestly, just amazing artists, an amazing night, and a hell of an art battle.
Couldn't agree more. It was such a spectacular event, and it was so close all around. They all came out swinging.
Every single one of them brought their A game, and it really could have gone any which way. So this has been an art battle to remember.
For sure. Yep.
Of course, before me and Majestic Maddie finally sign off, yet again, this is your last reminder to get involved in Art Battle. Visit the website artbattle.com/AB2529. Check us out on Instagram on Art Battle and Art Battle London. Show love for the artist, get involved with Art Battle, and we will see you hopefully at another Art Battle Live coming very, very soon.
Beautiful. And please, again, follow all the artists. It helps them on their platforms, just get their names out there. And it's a huge way to support them.
Buy their pieces, share their profiles, get involved in their websites, just wherever way you can. This is all about the artists and the amazing artists that have been involved and what they create. So show them all just an immense amount of love. And there we have it. In which case, we will see you all later at another art battle. Thank you very much for having us. And thank you very much, Maddie, for being an amazing co-host.
Thank you, Max. It was great chatting with you.
Amazing. In which case, we will be signing off and we will hopefully see you next time at the next Art Battle Live.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.